Last year, I had a seriously rude awakening. I took a hard look at my bank statement and yikes, I was bleeding cash. Honestly, it felt like I was single-handedly funding a Silicon Valley startup with all my recurring subscriptions. A writing app here, a design tool there, it just piled up into this mountain of administrative overhead. I realized we've kind of all been conditioned to believe that high-quality software strictly requires a recurring credit card charge. But is that actually true today?
So that question sparked an idea, and I decided to run an experiment. For the next few months, I ruthlessly cut the cord and replaced as many paid apps as I possibly could with free AI tools. I really wanted to see if a modern professional's workflow could actually survive without paying these constant monthly tolls. And I'll be honest, going into this, I fully expected to make a ton of compromises. I figured things would be clunky or slow or just, not up to professional standards.
But man, was I wrong. What blew my mind the most is just how incredibly good these free tools have become. They haven't just gotten smarter. In a lot of cases, they actually made my workflow dramatically faster than the expensive premium suites I was paying for. So, in this explainer, I'm going to break down exactly which subscriptions I canceled, the specific tools I replaced them with, and how you can save hundreds of dollars a year without sacrificing a single drop of productivity.
Okay, let's jump right into the first major workflow overhaul, upgrading your research and design foundation. Think about the old guard of information management for a second. Tools like Notion AI, Evernote, or premium search assistants. If you are still handing over cash every month for these to summarize your data, you really need to hear me out. Google's Notebook LM is a completely free, localized AI brain, and it has absolutely revolutionized how I handle information.
Here is exactly how wild this workflow is. You can dump in up to 50 complex sources all at once. We're talking dense PDFs, full YouTube videos, massive web articles, and it instantly builds an interactive dashboard. But the absolute best part? Zero hallucinations. Because the AI is strictly anchored only to the files you uploaded, it literally cannot make up fake facts. You can query your data with total confidence. It even generates these insanely human-like audio overviews. You can literally listen to a custom podcast of your own research while you're at the gym or commuting.
I literally cannot stress this enough. Before you let another billing cycle hit for a premium note-taking app, you have to give this a try first. It is a massive, game-changing upgrade, and it costs absolutely nothing. But research is just the start. Let's talk about our next huge bottleneck, visual design.
For UI/UX designers and content creators, visual layout usually eats up a huge chunk of the monthly budget. Mid-tier Figma, Canva Pro, premium vector libraries, it adds up so fast. But that paywall for high-end design prototyping, it's basically gone. By using open-source giants like Penpot for your collaborative layouts, and then pairing it with Google Stitch, you can transform simple text prompts straight into production-ready design elements and front-end code. The monthly invoice vanishes, but you keep all the capability.
All right, moving right along, let's tackle automating video and writing, scaling up your content creation without scaling your costs.
Video production has historically been a total money pit. If you're paying for premium tools like Descript or dropping cash on automated clipping services, the ground has completely shifted beneath your feet. Tools like Opus Clip and Google Veo are absolute free-tier powerhouses, and they are completely rewriting the rules of what's possible on a $0 budget.
So here's the deal. Opus Clip will ingest your long-form video, automatically hunt down the absolute best viral hooks, and arrange them with fully animated captions all on their free tier. Meanwhile, if you need B-roll, Google Veo uses realistic camera physics and lighting prompts to generate genuinely cinematic footage. We used to have to buy incredibly expensive stock footage subscriptions for that kind of quality. Now, it's literally just a prompt away.
And it's a seamless pivot straight into writing, which is another major cost center. Advanced style editors like Grammarly Premium are great, sure, but open source alternatives like Language Tool give you incredible multi-language style checking with massive character limits entirely for free.
But what if you need more than just a grammar check? What if you need deep structural rewrites? Well, if you run your text through standard free-tier large language models, specifically Claude 4.6 Sonnet, and use targeted style prompts, it will match and honestly often completely crush the output of dedicated premium writing software. You just don't need a specialized app for this anymore. The foundational models are already smart enough to handle the whole thing for you. Next up on the chopping block, meetings and custom visuals. It's time to eliminate that sneaky administrative overhead.
Automated meeting notes used to be one of those subscriptions I just accepted. Tools like Otter or Fireflies are super popular, but honestly, why are we paying a monthly fee just to remember what was said in a meeting?
Now, I just take the raw recording and upload it directly into Google AI Studio or Gemini. The stuff you get back in literally minutes is staggering. Gemini spits out a spotless, clean summary, a bulleted list of action items, all the key decisions made. It even drafts the follow-up emails for you to send to the team. I'll be real, this specific workflow genuinely impressed me. For most of us, this totally wipes out the need for a dedicated Meeting AI subscription.
And then there's final visual polish. Whenever I needed custom graphics or thumbnail art, I would begrudgingly shell out for expensive stock photo libraries or premium AI image generators. Today, no way. I just describe exactly what I'm looking for to modern, free AI image generators like ChatGPT or Gemini, and they spin up unique, high-quality visuals in seconds.
The takeaway here is simple. If you are an independent creator, a freelancer, or running a small business, these free image generators are probably all you will ever need. They completely strip away the friction and the cost of sourcing paid imagery. Okay, let's get down to the really fun part. The final cost breakdown and how this drastically shifts your operating margins.
When you actually lay out the math, it paints a pretty stark picture of how fast this adds up. We were looking at around $15 a month on notes, $12 for design, $25 for short video automation, and $12 for a writing editor. By swapping all of that out for incredibly capable, free alternatives like Notebook LM, PenPot, Opus Clip, and Language Tool, our traditional monthly overhead of $64 drops all the way down to absolutely zero. Which brings us to a very beautiful number, $768. That is the massive, tangible, yearly savings you get simply by running a leaner workflow with tools that frankly are often way better than their paid counterparts. Keeping almost $800 in your pocket every single year, that is a total game changer.
Now, a quick reality check here. While these free tiers are exceptionally powerful, you do need to keep an eye on your usage. Most of them operate on dynamic caps, meaning if you try to push massive enterprise-level volume through them in a single afternoon, you might hit a wall. But I can confidently say that for 90% of professionals out there, these limits are perfectly fine and will handle your daily workflow without a hitch.
When the free tools aren't just good enough, but actually excel at completing your tasks without hitting those caps, well, that right there is exactly why I pulled the plug on my premium subscriptions. There was just no logical reason left to hand over my credit card.
We're in the middle of a massive shift right now. The days of paying a monthly toll for single-use, restricted software are basically over. By taking a little time to migrate your daily workflow to open-source options and heavily utilizing the free tiers of major AI models, you can run a highly efficient, incredibly lean digital ecosystem.
So, I'm going to leave you with a quick challenge. Sometime this week, go audit your bank statements. Look really closely at what you are paying for out of pure habit. What is the one software subscription you absolutely hate paying for the most? Drop it in the comments below, and I will genuinely do my best to find a free AI alternative for you. Stop paying for software you don't need, and let's start building a smarter workflow today.